he wanted to go back out there too, and to get off to the kind of start he did with very few pitches those first couple innings, and then kind of weathered a little bit of a storm there, and to be able to get us through 6, a good pick me up and a good showing by him, and an important effort by him. So, and then the offense was able to add on. Robbie was great following him up, and Sessa cleaning up. So I thought he was really good. And I actually, in some ways, I toyed with him going back out there because I thought in some ways his stuff was even improving. He and I think he really found, I think he was on a good page with Rowe, and they found some lanes they could attack, and I thought he did a really nice job.
Look at the innings where he didn't run into any trouble. Was that a matter of being more aggressive in attacking the strike zone in those innings?
I think so. As we've talked about, I think when he trusts his stuff, he's really tough, and the breaking ball obviously is a difference maker for him because he can put guys away with it. But I thought he had a good 2-seam fastball. I thought the fastball was crisp today, and I think a lot of that, and even through 6 innings with the pitch count not being a huge deal, it was because he was attacking the strike zone repeatedly, and it was good to see.
Back right.
Sonny's final batter, Alvarez off the bat. Did you think that was going to fall in or go over Peterson's head? I mean, he hit it pretty hard.
Right. Peterson made a couple really nice plays out there. At first, it was one of those not sure. I saw him tracking it very well. I saw Peterson, who runs well. I thought he had a good break on it, so I'm looking right at it. So I felt like he had a beat on it all the way, even though Alvarez hit the ball pretty well. But obviously in a big spot like that, and he hasn't played any left field yet this year, even though he played a number of games there last year, you're still but to see him to react to the ball, he also made a good play earlier in the game off, I believe, Santander on a sinking liner in front of him. So Jace came up and had an impact today.
Who else? Randy? Do we only have one mic? Go ahead, Randy. Just talk.
What did you see from Peterson in spring training to think that he could help you today? I think he was sick for a few days. He didn't hit much, and like I said, he didn't play offense at all.
Right. He really struggled offensively in spring. He didn't really get anything going, and we knew he was a little bit better than that. The one thing he does, though, is he controls the strike zone. He'll take a walk even when he was struggling in spring. He knows the strike zone, and there's speed and athleticism there, and we feel like now the kind of situation we've gotten ourselves into with some of these injuries, there's versatility there. So even though we didn't see him in left field in spring training, I think he played center field last night in Scranton, obviously the ability to play second. So we feel, and obviously with his big league experience, we felt like he's a guy we can move around, do some things with, and feel comfortable. And he had a really nice performance both sides today.
Pete, back to the right.
Aaron, kind of a hodgepodge lineup today, but all the guys 5 through 9 gave you something. How important is that with what you guys are going through right now?
Huge. I mean, we a little bit of a blow early in the season, obviously, with some of the injuries that have hit us hard. So you got to weather the storm, and guys have to step up, and you're right. The bottom of the order, guys did step up today and had some key at-bats. There were some key defensive plays from those guys as well. And, look, over the course of a 162-game season, every team's going to go through their share of times when it's tough or the injury bug or whatever. You got to be able to weather the storm in those times. And really, really proud of the guys today for all that went on last night to come out there and grind out the way they did. I think says a lot about those guys.
Lindsay, just go ahead.
Today, the big 6 or 7, the guys were able to put together hits, put runs together, that way, which was not what they were doing last night. What did you see differently today from yesterday?
Not much, just some results. I feel like the compete's been there, and that's just the way hitting goes. And one of the things we feel like over time will be one of our strengths is our ability to make you work and to get on base routinely. And, there's going to be some nights where, you are able to get on base and we're not always going to get that hit. But the more and more we can grind out at bats, get guys on base, more often than not, we're going to get that hit, from time to time, and that's going to allow us to pile on and to be able to pile on some of those runs late. Stay away from Chappie today was nice.
Anthony.
Aaron, over here, to your left.
To your left.
For you, does today and last night feel like one long day? Do you think maybe now you'll get a chance to exhale, before tomorrow's game?
They did run together a little bit. I actually stayed here last night. We had so much going on last night, so but I actually got a good night's sleep, but it did come quick. and obviously still a lot going on with guys getting in here this morning. Jace and Herman and Sessa showing up, and so greeting them and making sure they're in and comfortable. So, I guess in a lot of ways these two ran together a little bit.
Brian.
No, I found another spot. No, I found a good spot.
Brian.
Aaron,
to your left. Yeah.
How much do you think? How ready is Andujar, to be a primary third base right now? And what did you see from his at bats today?
Better. Sac fly that actually he just missed clipping. Gets the hit to start the day off. Hit another ball pretty sharply late. So, even in the first couple of games where he hasn't done anything yet, I felt there were signs at least. Where he'd get 0-2 and he'd still work back into the count. I think it's just a matter of him settling down and getting comfortable a little bit. There's no question in all of our minds the skills are there to be a quality impact major league player, as we've talked about. So hopefully, with this opportunity, he can find a comfort level and help us, because he certainly has the ability to.
Meredith.
You had mentioned making guys work. Is Brett Gardner just an example of that on base 5 times today?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that set the tone today. I mean, he was great. He had great at bats. I mean, that's a veteran player that we're riding pretty hard right now, obviously, and in a lot of ways, I want to get him a day and a long night last night, and he comes out and he's such a tone setter with the way he goes about his business, just the hard-nosed way he plays the game, and there's no question he set the tone. And when you're one of the longest tenured players and been the kind of player he's been to come out day game after a night game and just absolutely get after it, that's one of the guys you want leading your club.
Back to the left, Coley.
Speaking of tone setters, what do you get out of Ronald Torres when he's coming in cold, so to speak, playing the way that he did today, and what he's done throughout his time here?
Yeah, as I told you guys, his first start a few days ago, he sat over there for a week and didn't see the field, and with some weather, but he does a lot of things right, and he's a pro, and the way he prepares, I've talked to you guys about this too. It just watch him during batting practice out on the field. Watch him bounce around. Watch him get after it at each position, and even go to the outfield. And then when he gets his opportunity, it doesn't speed up on him. Sometimes when you sit over there for a while, it's a hard thing to do, and sometimes guys, even good players, can't really handle it because there's such an adrenaline and excitement, and he's able to kind of slow things down for him and make a contribution, and he did it again today.
Take one more, Meredith.
What happened there in the 8th with Peterson, with Judge at the plate, getting caught stealing home? Is that something he did on his own? Is that something you guys...
Today was a good day. That one wasn't. That one, that should not have happened.